Narayan Narayan.
Hello, I'm your Pauranik podcaster Anuradha, and every week I bring to you such stories related to our ancient culture and civilization through the Pauranik Podcasters. At the end of the podcast, you will have a surprise waiting for you, so do stay with us till the end. Today I'm going to talk to you about that son of moon god without whom he could not stay for a long period of time because he loved him too much. But before that, let us listen to the story of Abhimanyu. So, let's get started with our Pauranik podcast right away. Abhimanyu was the son of Arjun and Subhadra. He is an exemplary character in the Mahabharat. Lord Krishna's nephew was an excellent archer, just like his father. He was equal to Yudhishthir in valour, equal to Shri Krishna in conduct, equal to Bhim in performing fierce deeds, equal to Arjun in learning, and equal to Sahadev in modesty. He was married to Uttara, the daughter of King Virat. After Bhishma Pitamaha fell in the battlefield, Dronacharya was made the commander of the Kaurav army. On the instigation of Duryodhan, and in the absence of Arjun, Guru Dronacharya created a chakravyuh or a maze which could not be penetrated by anyone except Arjun. Maharaj Yudhishthir was dejected and saddened on seeing this impending crisis. Seeing the people of his side desperate, Abhimanyu said, "Maharaj, please don't worry. Dronacharya must have thought that since Arjun is away today, he could win over the Pandavas by creating the chakravyuh. But this wish of his will never get fulfilled in my presence. Tomorrow I alone will break through this maze and honor the Kauravas." Yudhishthira asked in amazement, "Son, first tell me how you came to know about the process of penetrating the chakravyuh. How did you get this divine knowledge of Arjuna?" Abhimanyu replied, "It's about the time when I was in my mother's womb." Let's take a pause here. In the Sanatan, we've always known what modern science is finding out today, that a child could learn a lot. In fact, the sanskaras of the child are built up right in his mother's womb. Let's move to the story which Abhimanyu was talking to with Yudhishthira. Once when mother was not able to sleep and feeling agitated and nervous, father started to explain the art of piercing the chakravyuh to her to keep her entertained and occupied. He told her about breaking the 6 layers of the chakravyuh, but then mother fell asleep and father stopped his explanations. That is why I know about entering the chakravyuh and breaking through its 6 layers, but I do not know how to break the 7th layer of the chakravyuh and come out of it. On this, Bhima replied that he would be breaking the 7th layer with its maze alone, and all of them were happy and cheerful. The next day, when the war started, Jayadratha stood as the guard of the front and the most important door of the chakravyuh. Jayadratha had received the boon from Lord Shiva that apart from Arjuna, he would be able to block the rest of the Pandavas for one day in the battlefield. Abhimanyu, with his torrent of arrows which he showered on Jayadratha to make him unconscious, moved inside the first gate and carried further on. But with Lord Shiva's boon, Jayadratha regained consciousness and was able to stop the rest of the warriors like the Pandavas. That is why no one could go inside to help Abhimanyu. Abhimanyu alone bewildered the enemies with his torrent of arrows. The elephants, horses and soldiers of the Kaurav army started falling to pieces. There was havoc all around. Dronacharya, Karna, Ashwathama, Shakuni, Shalya, Duryodhan, all of them repeatedly faced defeat by the great charioteer Abhimanyu. Alone, Abhimanyu continued to bring about a terrible destruction. He was a force to reckon with, unstoppable and magnificent in his valor. Dronacharya clearly said to all those present there, with the bow and arrow in his hand, it is impossible to win over this child. In the end, 6 great warriors, including Karna, attacked Abhimanyu unjustly. They killed the horses and the charioteer of Abhimanyu's chariot, broke his chariot into pieces and cut off his bow. Abhimanyu then started killing the enemy by fighting with the wheel of his chariot. At that time, Dusasan's son hit Abhimanyu with a mace from behind. Abhimanyu fell down, and with this ended the life of a brave, unafraid, undeterred, and the mighty Abhimanyu. Right at the beginning, I had told you that I will tell you the story about a son of Moon whom Moon loved greatly. Moon had a son named Varchas whom he loved a lot. During Krishna Avatar, as all the Devtas were incarnating on earth, Moon decided to send Varchas on earth on the condition that he would become one of the greatest warriors of his time and attain great glory. As Moon loved Varchas a lot, he told the Devatas that Varchas would be returned to Chandralok as soon as possible. To fulfill his father's desires, Abhimanyu met his fate very early and left this mortal world too soon, but left behind a legacy of his uncomparable valor. A question that I put forward to all of you here: who do you think was the real killer of Abhimanyu? A. Jayadratha. B. The 6 warriors who unjustly killed him. Please write in your answers to the email ID provided below so that we can continue in the next story about Abhimanyu's killers. Astrologically speaking, people with planets in Vriksira Nakshatra, which is said to be the nakshatra of Soma or the moon god, have children who are valorous, courageous, and exceed their parents in name and fame. From astrology point of view, we can say that if a person has a strong planet in Adra and has created a problem for himself or herself, can always seek advice from a person who has a strong Sravana Nakshatra. They will always be guided to the right path. For more on Nakshatra and Jyotish, you can visit my YouTube and Spotify channels. So this brings us to the end of today's story and the podcast. There are many people like you around you who want to connect with this culture which is so old and so beautiful. So please share this story with them on WhatsApp or any social media platform and help me achieve this goal. I will return to you as your Pauranik podcaster Anuradha with another Pauranik story. Till then, Narayan, Narayan.